Hey YouTube, and welcome back to Beanie Games. We're now to part 6 of our series on solving the Sudoku Puzzle Hunt, and I just wanted to thank everyone who's been watching the videos so far. The channel's now had over 1,000 views, which is more than I ever thought we would get, so once again thank you all for watching. If anyone still hasn't tried the Puzzle Hunt, I strongly recommend you do so. The link for that can be found in the description below. At the very least, I recommend solving today's puzzle, because it might be one of the easiest ones in the set. Now let's get on to the puzzle. Last time on the channel we were able to solve a raging temperature, and we have the safe solution grid here. And once again I've added the circles for the cells that we're going to need to use in our next puzzle. The next thing that we have to do, as always, is work out which puzzle we are meant to solve next. Once again, if you've already worked out which one that is, feel free to skip ahead to the solve of the Sudoku. A timestamp can be found in the description below. The brute force approach is going to become significantly easier as we continue along with our solution series, because we're going to continue to run out of puzzles to test. But obviously here we have a raging temperature, which we completed last time. And so we have forged letters as one of our next possible Sudokus. But we can see here that this 7 in this circle here would be placed at the bulb of this thermometer. And because we can see, although it's branching, there is a minimum of 4 numbers needed along the thermometer, a 7 is going to be too high to be placed in that bulb. So forged letters is not going to be our next puzzle to solve. Now in Hostile Killer, we can also use this 7, but in addition with this 4. This 17 cage in the middle has kind of 2 different ways that you can make it up. It's going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7, or 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. Either way, the 4 and 7 need to either both be in the red shape or both be outside the red shape. And this 7 and 4 being next to each other, one in the red shape and one out of the red shape, is going to cause a clash if we ever tried to solve Hostile Killer with these numbers. So Hostile Killer is also not going to be the puzzle for us to solve next. Now we've got Hypocrisy, and once again we can see we don't have enough numbers to pass down to get a unique solution in Hypocrisy. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 givens, which is definitely not going to get us the solution that we need for Hypocrisy. So that one is also ruled out. And we've solved the rest of these puzzles, so we're down to the last one here, Schismatic Nonominos. So we'll open that one up in a new tab, and that's going to be the one that we solve next. But while we're here, we'll just add in our circled values. So we get a 7 here, a 3 here, and I believe that's 7 there, 4 there, 9, 4, and I think this is the last one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Alright. Now, let's get the rules up quickly. Okay, here we go. We've got schismatic nonominos. Each row, column, and marked shape must contain the digits 1 to 9. Alright, so some of you might be familiar with this type of Sudoku. It has a couple of names, like Jigsaw Sudoku. But essentially we've got these strange shapes here, which are not our normal 3x3 regions, that we need to get the digits 1 through 9 in. Okay, and there's a couple of places that we can start to try and get numbers in the grid, but one of the tricks that is important in this type of puzzle is looking at shapes like these. Okay, so we can see here we've got a 9-cell region, as they all are, with 7 cells in the same column and 2 cells separate. Now, because we still need the digits 1 to 9 in every row and column, we can see that these 7 cells are going to be the same, but these 2 digits, the remaining cells in that column, as well as these 2 digits, the remaining cell in this shape, which let's color that pink so that we can see, that is these two cells are going to have to match. And because we've got givens, so we know that there has to be a 5 and a 2, we can kind of place those digits quite quickly. So we're going to get a 5 here and a 2 here. Now, we can also just do some regular Sudoku. So if we look at this shape over here, which let's color these so we can see it clearly, a bit more clearly. We have a 9 that we have to place in this shape, the green shape, but a 9 can't go in any of these cells because of this 9 here, and it can't go in any of those cells because of that 9 there. So we can place a 9 quite quickly there. Now, another thing that we can look at are these long L-shaped regions on the outside. Let's color them both red. So this 7 and 9 on the outside, we can use a similar trick to what we used with the 2 and the 5. This 7 and 9 are going to have to appear in this red shape, but can't be in this arm of the L. So we're going to both be in this side of the L. We can put those in the corners. And we can see that this 7 actually rules out that 7 there. And we can also see, although we don't probably have a good way to notate it yet, that this cell must also appear in this part of the red shape. But moving on, we can try and find more places to place 7. So if we look at this grid down here, I've got to be careful with my colouring now. Maybe I'll colour all the shapes so that we can see them. But let's make that one green. Let's make that one can be purple as well, and can make this one blue. Okay. So in this yellow shape here, where can we place a 7? So this 7 rules out those 2 cells. This 7 rules out those 2 cells. And this 7 up here has ruled out these 2 cells. So we're left with just one spot for a 7, and that's going to be there. All right. Now obviously it's hard to keep track of all the shapes, but try your best to go through. So this yellow shape over here has 5 digits remaining, and I sometimes struggle keeping track with what options are left. So I often just put the options in for this shape. You can see that the 6 can't be in any of those 3 positions, and in fact a 4 and a 7 pulls it out from this spot here. This 2 down here has ruled out a 2 from both of those, and we get another digit here, which is going to be the 8. So let's make sure we take the 8 out from all of our other options, other cells in that shape. And this 8 actually is quite powerful, because now we can see, where does an 8 go in column 1? Well, it can't go in any of the cells of the yellow shape, so it's going to have to appear in the cells of the red shape. Alright, so we can add an 8 up there. Once again, we know that, we discussed this earlier, that this cell here was also going to be in the this arm of the red shape. So we can now see that the 8, this cell here is going to be an 8, because this is going to form a 7, 8, 9 triple. We take 8 and the 7 out respectively. Now 4 and a 7, we can do some tidying up down here, and this 7, 8, 9 triple actually is going to help us remove a 7 from both of these options, and so we can place a 7 here. That's going to take the 7 away from this red cell, get an 8, 9 pair here. We can place a 7 in our red shape up the top as well. Okay. So up the top of the red shape, we still need the digits 3, 4, 5, 6. Can take away 5 and 6 from this one. And we can take away 4s from those. We can take away 6 from that one. Okay. In fact, this cell is actually solvable. So we've only got a 3 and 4 left in the column. We've already got a 3 in the row. So this is going to be a 4. That's going to be a 3. We can take out a 3 from those. We get another 5 given to us here, a 6 there, and a 4 there. And so we get some more digits that we can place. Okay, this green shape, we need a 1, a 2, 6, and a 9. No, we don't need a 6, we've already got a 6. 1, 2, 3, and 9. There we go. 3 can't be in that top column, 1 can't be in the bottom column. Alright, this purple shape here has 4 digits remaining as well. It's going to need a 1, 2, 4, and 5. These 4s here rule out 4s from those positions. This 5 rules out that, a 5 from that cell. Can't have a 1 in either of those due to this 1 down here. Okay, and now we should look about where can we put a 4 in this green shape. Well, this 4 down here has ruled out all of those cells, and this 4 has ruled out a 4 from this cell. So we've only got one spot left. It's going to go there. It's going to take away the 4 as an option from that cell, and so we get a 1, 2, 5 triple. We can place a 4 in that cell just above it. Okay. And so another thing that we can do if you're a bit stuck is you can look at, so if we look at this column here, we can look at where can a 5 go. So we already know that this is an 8-9 pair, so there's no 5 here. And this 5 has ruled out 5 from these 3 cells. And so we're left with a 5 being forced into this cell over here. And obviously it's quite unusual that this 5 would ever rule 5 out from these cells in normal Sudoku, but that's the benefit of this jigsaw Sudoku. Okay, we've got 4 digits left here. We've got 2, 6, 7, and 8. Can't have a 7 or 8 in either of these two. So we get a 2-6 pair in the shape. We get a 7-8 pair down here, which is going to be resolved by this 7. So we get an 8 and a 7 there. It's going to resolve our 8-9 pair. This 2-6 pair is going to rule out a 2 from those cells. So we get a 1-9 pair, and so we can take away the 9 from those cells. That's going to help us work out what we can place here. So with this 2-3 pair, the only other digit that we have left in this row is a 9, and we have to place that there. Alright, this 1-2-5 triple gives us 3 and 6 as our last digits left in this row. Currently, those aren't resolvable, but I'm sure we'll get there shortly. Okay, similarly, we can look at this this column here. So we've only got 3 digits left, and it looks to be 2, 6, and 2, 5, and 6. I think I've done that right. But a 5 rules out is ruled out from this cell. This 5 rules out a 5 from this cell. So we get to place a 5 down here. We've got 4 digits left in this column. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 6. The 1's ruled out from the bottom one because of this one here. Might look at the rest of this yellow shape. So we need 2, 3, 5, 6, and 8. It's got a lot of options there. A 3 can't be in any of those cells. 5 and 8 can't be in this cell. So in fact we get a 2, 6 pair again. We can take out 2 and 6 from that cell, as well as all the other cells in the yellow shape. We get a 3, 5, 8 triple. This 5 here is going to help us a lot, so we get an 8 here, a 3 there, and a 5 down the bottom. We can take out a 3 from that cell. Okay, with this 2, 6 pair, we've only got 1, 3, and 9 left in the that column, that row, sorry. The 9, sorry, that was already removed. This 9 rules out a 9 from this cell, so we're going to be forced to place a 9 here. Only a few cells left now. Just need to make sure I'm not missing anything obvious. Where does a 9 go in this column? Well, can't go in this cell because we've got a 1, 9 pair already. Can't be a 9 in this cell because of this 9 up here. Can't be a 9 due to both of those 9s. And so a 9 has to go down here in the red shape. Alright, in this red shape, we're still missing 1, 2, 3, 6, and 8. We can't have a 2 or 3 down the bottom, so these have to be 1, 6, or 8. The 1 and 8 here are going to take out those options, so we're going to be able to place that 6. We can take a 6 out from the remaining cells in the red shape. And we can see here we actually have a 1, 2, 3 triple. So that's going to give us an 8 in that cell and also help us resolve this green shape up here. So that's going to be a 6, it's going to be a 2. We're going to get a 6 and a 2. We finished this yellow shape as well. Alright, we've only got one number left in the bottom row. It's going to be a 1. That's going to help us solve some of these pairs. So that's going to be a 3, that's going to be a 1, 2, 3. We can take a 2 out of that cell. Alright, this 3 is going to give us a 6 up there and a 3 there. And this 2 is also resolved this purple shape up here. In fact, it's still stuck. We've still got a 1, 2 pair there. But this 3 is going to resolve the green shape, so that's going to be a 2 and a 3. And so it's going to resolve 1, 2, 9, and 1. Alright, so we've just got this yellow shape, purple shape, and blue shape left. The purple shape is missing a 4, 7, and 8. There's already a 4 and a 7 in this row here, so that's going to be the 8. And there's already a 7 over here in this row, so that's going to be the 4. That's going to be the 7. That's going to be the 2, 6, 4. Alright, we've just got the 1 shape left now. That's going to be a 2, just by being the last digit in that row. We need 1, 5, 6, and 8. Well, this 6 can't be in any of those 3 cells, so that's going to be the 6 down there. This 1 rules out a 1 from both of those, so that's going to be our 1. Alright, and this 8 down here is going to finish that off for us. We get a 5 and an 8. Alright, and there we have it. Looks good to me. And we're once again going to use the snipping tool to keep track of all of our answers. And let's put that in to our spreadsheet. So we figure out which button I meant to press. Okay, we just add a new slide and copy and paste that one in, getting rid of the titles boxes. Just resize that quickly. And the other thing that we're going to have to do is update our table where we're keeping track of all of our answers. So we put schismatic non-nominos into the puzzle title section, and we're also going to need to find the hashed cell, so we can go back to our solution and the puzzle area. We can see that the hashed cell is down there, which matches up with this 9 there. So we can put a 9 under the hashed column in our table, and once again we're going to keep our asterisk cells saved for later. Alright, well there you have it. There's the solution to schismatic non-nominos. Thanks for watching. Hope you were able to get to that part of the solution as well. Sorry for the gap between videos, but hopefully it won't be that long before our next video. Stay subscribed so that you can find out when that is going to be. Alright, thanks.